In this video, we're going to take a look at the 4 different phyla that represent gymnosperms. As a reminder, gymnosperms are classified in the domain Eukarya, and that's because they are made out of eukaryotic cells. Which means that they have a membrane-bound nucleus and other membrane-bound organelles such as mitochondria, endoplasmic reticuli, and Golgi apparatus. Gymnosperms are classified in the supergroup Archaeplastida, which includes the plants, so all plants, as well as the red and green algae, which are protists. They are classified in kingdom Plantae. And then there are 4 phyla, and we're going to talk about the characteristics of each of these phyla on the following slides. So let's start by talking about the plants in phylum Cycadophyta. The plants in phylum Cycadophyta are also just known as the cycads. And some general characteristics is that they are often found in mild climates, so things that are like tropical or subtropical. They are often confused with ferns due to their large compound leaves, but they are not ferns. They do have large strobili, and this autocorrected to stromboli, so sorry about that. This is supposed to be strobili, which remember those are the cones. You can see those here. They are pollinated by beetles, which is kind of unusual, and they are often used as ornamental plants in the tropics. Many species of cycads are endangered, meaning that their numbers are low and they are in danger of going extinct. Now let's take a look at phylum Ginkgophyta. You've maybe heard of the plant Ginkgo biloba. This is the only surviving group of plants in the phylum Ginkgophyta. The other groups have all gone extinct. They have these kind of characteristic fan-shaped leaves. And these leaves do turn yellow and fall off in the fall. These plants are dioecious, meaning that male and female organs are on different plants. So in order to breed these plants, you have to have a female plant and a male plant present. One reason why Ginkgo biloba is still around today is because it has been cultivated by Buddhist monks for centuries. So for hundreds of years, Buddhist monks have been keeping these plants alive. These plants are also resistant to pollution, so they can survive in polluted places. And they're often planted there as well. And plants can actually help to clean the air and reduce pollution. The seeds produced by the female plants are known to smell like rancid or rotting or butter that has gone bad. So gardeners usually only plant the male versions of the plants. Now we'll take a closer look at the plants in phylum Cnidophyta. Plants in phylum Cnidophyta are known for having broad leaves, and there are 3 genera, and this refers to the genus, which is a more narrow level of taxonomic classification. Remember, we have the domain, supergroup, kingdom, phylum, class, and then genus. So genera is just the plural. So there are 3 genera or genuses associated with phylum Cnidophyta. So these 3 genera are Ephedra, Nidum, and Welwitschia. Ephedra can be found in dry areas like the deserts of the west coast of the United States and Mexico. It produces a substance known as ephedrine, which is a strong decongestant, and it's only available by prescription. It actually has properties similar to amphetamines, and amphetamines can be abused as a recreational drug. Needham are located in parts of Africa, South America, and Southeast Asia, and they come in the form of trees, shrubs, and vines, which you can see in the picture here. Plants in the genus Velvetsia are located in the Namib Desert in southwestern Africa. Each plant only produces 2 leaves, so what you're seeing in the picture here is actually more than one plant because you're seeing more than 2 leaves. The leaves grow throughout the life of the plant, and the plant can live for potentially hundreds to thousands of years, so you can end up with these really long leaves. Now, the ends of the plants do start to die and kind of dry out, so there is a limit to how big they can get, but these are typically really big plants. Now we'll talk about phylum Coniferophyta, and these are the conifers. Some general information about the plants in phylum Coniferophyta. They are the most dominant gymnosperm phylum. So these are the ones that are most common, most noticeable. You are probably familiar with seeing these conifers around. It's also the most diverse phylum. So it consists of both evergreen and deciduous trees. And these are just some of the examples. So pines, spruces, and firs. These should make you think of Christmas trees. Cedars, sequoias, these are the large redwood trees in California. And yews. And then deciduous just means that they lose their leaves in the winter. And if you live in South Carolina, or anywhere in the southeastern US, you're probably familiar with the bald cypress. We see these in swampy areas. Other deciduous conifers include the dawn redwood, European larch, and tamarack. And these conifers are often harvested for their wood or timber. So I do woodworking on the side as a hobby, and we work a lot with pine. We also work a lot with cedar and then hardwoods as well. Conifers tend to be really tall trees, and they do have those cones, which remember are also called strabili or strabili. They have scale-like or needle-like leaves with a thick cuticle. And remember, a thick cuticle, the cuticle is just that waxy coating. And it helps to keep moisture in the plant. These needle-like leaves have a reduced surface area, which actually provides a benefit to the plant. So it helps to reduce water loss because there's less surface area for evaporation to occur. It also helps to prevent snow buildup. So conifers are typically found in cold, dry environments, and so the reduced surface area helps to prevent the water loss due to the dry environment, and then the snow associated with the cold environments. And the problem with snow buildup is that it can put a lot of weight on leaves and branches and cause them to break. It can also cover the leaf, reducing the ability of that leaf to do photosynthesis. So by having these needle-like leaves, it helps to prevent the snow from building up on the needles on the leaves so that the tree doesn't have to worry about the added weight of the snow, and it also is able to still do photosynthesis because it's not covered in large amounts of snow. And this allows those conifers to live in those cold, dry environments and at higher altitudes. So you typically see conifers kind of up at the tops of mountains.